Hello, great minds. Welcome back to Learn with SOS. My name is Steve Sebastian Osu, KNUST School of Business. Today, I'm glad to walk you through some multiple choice questions on business and revenue models in e-business ISD 470. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more contents like this. And it will be an honor if you could let me know the number of questions you had correct in the comment section below. Alright, let's crack on. Our first question: which of the following revenue models will firm A be interested in if it wants to only pay for the leads that will actually result in a sale? Will it be cost per acquisition, cost per million, cost per click, or sponsorship of site content? So if you look at the question very well, this organization, firm A, they are interested in how many leads will result in the sale of an actual product. They are not really interested in how many clicks. So for them, the best revenue model for them will be A, cost per acquisition. So the answer is what? A, cost per acquisition. Yes, CPA for short. Let's move to our second question. During the AFCON 2008, it was realized that the GhanaWeb.com sports section was dominated by Guinness Ghana ads. This typically describes which of the following models. So during those times or during football times, you just go to a particular web, a particular section, you see a particular company ads being dominated. Looking at the context, which of the following will be the revenue model that Ghana Web will be using or Guinness Ghana will be using? Will it be cost per click, cost per million, cost per acquisition, or sponsorship of site content? Sponsorship of site section. Yeah, the answer is D. The answer is D. Yes, because you realize that Guinness Ghana has sponsored the sports section of Ghana Web. So in return, Ghana Web is also what? Advertising. So that is a wonderful, revenue model that you can use. So the answer is D. Alright, we move on to our third question. The traditional method of online advertising, where advertisers are charged by the number of times ads here means adverts, the number of times ads are served to site visitors is. So where this kind of revenue model is classified as a traditional model, here you pay by the number of times the ads are showcased or showed to the visitors. Is it cost per click, cost per million, pay per click? There's not like CPK in revenue models. So the answer is cost per million. That is B. Because with cost per million, you want to know how many times were the ads served to the site visitors or the customers, which is also another form of revenue model. Our fourth question: which of the following models spells out how a company makes money by specifying where it is positioned in the value chain? So this is a little bit tricky The company is making money based on where it is positioned in the value chain. Which model spells out how you make money depending on where you are positioned, whether upstream or downstream or at the center? The answer is B, business model. I know if you were thinking of revenue model, well, revenue model is all about how you generate revenue. It has no relation to where you are positioned in the value chain. So you realize that revenue model is a subset of business model. So the business model spells out how you make money in relation to where you are located in the value chain. So that makes B the answer. Let's move to our fifth question. The product characteristics of business to business is typically considered as, you see, the four distinct, business models identified by Jaworski and co. They realized there are four distinct business processes. One of them is business to business. So the products in business to business, most at times it has a certain feature. Is it bespoke, which is same as customized or tailored? Is it standardized? Is it all of the above or none of the above? Yeah. So if you read literature, you would realize that in business to business transactions, the product or service delivered is bespoke. Bespoke means is customized, is tailored to the needs of the organization. Yeah, so the answer is what? A. Though there is a little bit of, standardization, but you're looking at what dominates. So the keyword here is typically. So the answer is A. Our sixth question. All the following constituted to the growth of peer-to-peer networks, now in the form of social networks, except. So we realize that peer-to-peer networks right now, what we call the social networks, Facebook, the Instagram, etc., they are growing. Why? Is it mobile access to the web, always on broadband connections, or all of the two, or none of them? Yeah, the answer is C. Yeah, I think mobile phone had access to the web in 1999, and also you realize there was what we call it 24/7 internet connection during that time. So that spiked the growth of these peer-to-peer networks. Right now, most organizations are making a lot of money on these social networks, or these social, what we call social media. So the answer is C. Number 7. Consumer to consumer interactions are relatively rare, but now they are very common in the form of, this a business model. It's relatively rare, not common, but now they have changed their form. How do we call them now? Is it person to person, social networks, peer to peer, or P2P, which is the same as peer to peer? Yeah. So right now, the C2C models are now in the form of social networks. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they are all peer to peer, or you call consumer to consumer. So that's the form it has taken right now. So the answer is B. We move to our 8th question. eBay, the giant web auction site, is a perfect example of which of the following business model? I think to answer this question correctly, you need to know a little bit about eBay. eBay is an auction site. Typically, it's a consumer to consumer auction site. Though you find some businesses there, but you're looking at what it is typically made of. It is what? A consumer to consumer site. So the answer is D, C to C. Our last but one question. All the following are advantages of business to business e-commerce except. So business to business e-commerce comes with a lot of advantages or merits. Which one of these doesn't belong to the list? Facilitates mass customization, increase inventory levels and cost, lower search costs for buyers, decrease product life cycle time. Yeah, you realize that business to business e-commerce does not increase inventory levels and cost. It rather decrease inventory level and cost. So the answer is B. It's not an advantage of business to business. However, all the rest are advantages of business to business commerce. Our last question for the day. Of the 4 distinct business models, which of them is the biggest? Dominates. Which of them do we see a lot of transaction going on? The answer is business to business. Yes. Business to business is the biggest form of e-commerce as it stands now currently, and it will continue to dominate. Yeah. So this is our last question, but however, I have a bonus question for you. This is a bonus question for this tutorial or for this video. There are many ways to classify electronic commerce transactions. Who identified the 4 distinct e-commerce: business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, or consumer to consumer? Who came out with that? Models. We have Report and Jaworski, Lawrence and Linus, Rakia and Karen, Aram and Isinam. Well, this one I think it shouldn't take you long to answer. The answer is what? Report and Jaworski, 2001. Lawrence and Linus, Rakia and Karen, Aram and Isinam, they are all in my class. So they are not the ones who, maybe they will come out with their own models in future. But Report and Jaworski brought about that 4 distinct models that we normally use in, business. All right, guys, that's where we end today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more videos. All right, see you when I see you.